Hey, I've had lots coming through me today so far, and I think I've been really hard on myself because I've been disappointed with how I've allowed certain things to really get to me, and it was a real wake-up call to say, but you got through it, and everything that's been coming up the last, I'd say, 2 weeks has been coming up for me, and it's not because I'm doing anything wrong. It's because I'm allowing that one thing that has had such a control over me and such a hold. And I think even though I was the one that ended the relationship, there is still a part of me that I've done many cord cutting where I've meditated but I think there's a part of me that still held hope. I think deep down that's hoped that I was wrong, that what I was feeling was wrong in some way. Although I knew I was so divinely led and I just knew it had to end, there was still a part of me that he just seemed different. And I think there was that longing for that family unit and having guilt for separating that in some way. And I really think that the last couple of weeks and everything that's happened and us moving into this flat and having our own space and everything that's unravelled around that was the real conclusion, realisation that my choice, my decision to end the relationship was right. However heartbreaking that is, and that still is for me, I know so deeply that we are not healthy together. However much we can fantasize and romanticize that, what we had, it was, and so much of that has come up, and all the old triggers, all the old feelings has really been there, and it's been really hard. But I know that it's all been coming up for me because I, for once and for all, I have got to, and that I did do that this morning, and it was different to how I usually have done it previously, and it just felt more final. But I don't know, I just felt I needed that because nothing has changed. Something, I don't know, I looked at something today and a feeling that I got a lot through our relationship was there today, and it was like a feeling of a real stomach. It's like when your stomach drops, and it's just a feeling that just, you know, that there was more than what was being told there was. I don't know. It was there, and I just thought, oh my God, why am I doing this to myself? And it was just such a realisation that, and I've spoken about this before, but this is where, when you get looped in that old cycle and the old things and the old triggers and the old energies come up, it feels so real that it is so hard to actually get out of your mind and actually realise that you are completely in control of your own mind. You're in control of your life. If you do not want to think like that anymore, and that thought, that pattern, that energy is causing, you literally can just go, no, I'm not allowing that, you can just go, I'm ignoring you, and get on and focus on something else. And I did that this morning, and I was just like, my God, I was practicing that so much, like those thoughts and those triggers and things would pop into my mind like they'd used to, and I'd then start going in and I'd go delve into the way I used to and overthink, and then go into, oh my God, what if this, and then I was like, what are you doing? Like, real pull yourself back into line. No, that is not me anymore. That is not something I need to even be worrying about. I'm not even in that anymore. Why are you going back? And that's how it goes. But that's how it gets you. You get so lost in it. And I know the last couple of weeks I have been so detached from being able to really channel anything and let anything flow through me, because it has been solely, completely and utterly consumed by that old energy in that relationship. But it's something, and instead of beating myself up about that, it's come up for a reason. It's had to come up. It's coming up to be finally let go of, really seen, is that. And I know that that's what's happened, because I have the option. It's completely down to me. I could go back to that. I could go back to that way of living, that past version of me, those past energies, and be there. Or do I decide that I am finally ready to step forward in to this new chapter, which I know internally I've done already. And today, when I was taking my boys to football camp, or whatever they're doing, holiday camp thing, it just came. I was like, nothing feels the same. I can't, and obviously nothing internally, nothing feels the same anymore. And it came to me, it's because it's not. You're on the new timeline now. And yes, externally, but then when I really look, oh my God, literally a year ago, my whole life was in a whole different, oh my God, the shifts and changes that have happened literally within a year. It's fucking mind-blowing. Like, this time last year was the beginning of when everything started turning around for me, and I didn't even realise. I remember waking up, and the beginning of the year had been horrific. So much had happened. Like, so much. And we didn't, money was just, financially, it was just horrific. But it was literally, and I cannot tell you, but I woke up and it was like, I just felt completely different. The lack victim mindset that I'd survived in probably my whole life, especially over the last 5 or 6 years, I would say, it just shifted. And the gratitude for everything that we had, even the house that it was a house share, and the house was literally falling apart around us. It was just awful. Our own rooms were clean and everything, and they were home, but the rest of the house and the people in it was just crumbling, and it was just awful. But I remember just being so grateful and just thinking, oh my God, we are so lucky. We have a roof over our head. We have hot water, we have heating, we have food literally, and my children are healthy and well. And that is where everything shifted for me. And it continued. And I remember I started to feel, and I get it now, I didn't understand what it was then. I was so closed off to, although my mum was spiritual, I didn't really understand the depth of what that meant. The surface level and what you hear, but not really the depths of what spirituality actually is. And yeah, I don't know, everything just changed. But I remember when I talk about certain things, I remember, I know now, I would get full body goosebumps and chills everywhere. And at first I thought it was because I was allowing myself to start feeling my mum around me again. Because with what happened, things that happened, I felt as if I was allowing my guard to come down and for me to feel her energy around me again. But it was just the most beautiful feeling to feel. And I know now what it was. I didn't know then. I just know that it had felt so amazing, this full body chills, and it was just this warmth, and it was just not really understanding, but feeling connected to something that is unknown, that you cannot explain in words. It's just feelings. Oh, it's just that warmth, and it was just, and from there, just everything changed for me. And obviously October was really the beginning of it all. But I think now, I thought that was the beginning, but I think my awakening really started in 2021. And I see that very clearly now, because I went, and now I know, when I look back at that, that's when it was like the dark night of the soul. Just everything just crumbled around me. I was just and it was the darkest time that I've been through, but it was also, it built me. That time, that period, that dark night of the soul, that hermit mode that I completely and utterly got lost in, I lost myself completely to finally fully come home to myself and heal myself from the inside out. And I see it so clearly. And last year in October, that for me, I believe I couldn't, from the trauma of the beginning of the year, I think my body couldn't take any more. And it was that it was the real activation for me. And that's when my awakening, when I fully understood and awoke to me being a soul having a human experience, which was mind blowing to me. Because I thought we'd just been plucked here and we were just living this life, plodding along. What is it all for? We were just meant to be here, live, struggle, go through all this heartbreak and shit to literally just grow old and die. Like, that's how of a, oh my God, unawakened I was. That's how in a lack victim mindset and that low vibrational frequency and energy that I was in, and I had been in probably my whole life. And it's just when I actually really look around me, nothing is the same. Nothing. So when I sit there and my ego and my human are telling me all the ways that nothing's changed and I'm still exactly the same, they can seriously do one, because holy shit, my whole life is just completely and utterly crumbled around me, but in the best way, for me to finally come home to me, and that to start actually realizing, like, what is it? Like, I've been so lost in that past energy the last couple of weeks. I've literally just not, but that's all good. I'm not saying that, I'm saying that as a positive. I had to go through that to finally cut the cords, to finally really understand that there is no freaking going back for me. I had the chance, I had to literally, I had the choice to go back and to be that past version, to be exactly as it was. But I just couldn't, my soul would not, I just couldn't physically do it, because I know so deeply it is not me. That is not who I am anymore. I am so different internally, even if on the outside, nothing looks different to anyone else. I just feel it. Everything about me, the way I speak, the way I think, even how judgmental I used to be. I sit and I look, and I'm such a watcher, watching people and how people are, and I stand and it fascinates me how we all are and how humans, and yeah, it's just we're so quick to judge others. And I think that is, no one knows what anyone really is truly what's going on for them behind closed doors. So don't be so hard, don't be so quick to sit and judge other people. Now pay more attention on your own life and what's going on with you, because no one truly knows what's going on. And that's, yeah, I think something that happened this weekend from someone outside, a source outside, and really hit me. And I thought, you have no clue. And it's then I have to step back and think, that's, you know, that's just how people are, you know. I know that I'm not the same. And it's not that I'm better than anyone, it's just I'm awakened. I know why I'm here. Well, I say I'm here, but I know that I am here. I know I do. I know that I'm here. There's a reason for it. There's a reason I went through my awakening now, that I chose to be here on this earth. I chose all the experiences that I have experienced to be who I am now, for me to come home to myself so that I can share myself with others, and that I can help others heal themselves from the inside out, for them to be the best, most alive version of themselves, that are happy and joy, are so full of joy and happiness. And that really, I've heard it so much, what gives you passion. And the one thing, sitting here speaking to others and expressing and listening and being, just connecting with other like-minded people, that makes me feel so alive. But also moving, dancing, that was the only thing when I was younger, when I really, and I understand now what I felt when I danced. It was energy. I felt when music I am so connected to music. I create through music, I know that. Certain music, I literally, when I allow it and I shut off my brain, I stop worrying about all the ego and what you look like and everything else. Oh my gosh. I just get lost. And the flow and the energy flowing through me, it is a passion and a joy. That is, I only ever get that when I dance and I move like that. And it's, my movement I can feel is changed so much. I am so expressive with my arms and my hands and my wrists, and I can feel it now, the energy. And I know that that is one thing that I have been battling with sharing. And I know I need to, and I know that I'm going to, because I want to show others and I want others to do the same. However they are able to release and they feel that energy and they feel creative, and they will, however that comes out for you. Like for me, it's movement, dancing, letting it flow, movement, and speaking is my way of letting energy flow, but also letting creation flow through me. That's my way. Whereas everyone else's is different. Whatever way that you feel that passion and pull, I want to share, and for you to go, just do it, just share it. And that's why I know that I've got to come out of my mind, out of ego, and just share me. And everyone judges, no matter what you do, that's just it. But if it's making you feel alive and it's that one thing that you are just so passionate about, do it, share it. And I know that for me to come on here like a year ago, there's no way that I would have been able to come on here and sit and chat and be as raw and authentic as I have. But I know that I have to push myself now, because that is what's calling me. How that is, and I don't even know what it is, but all I know is that it makes me feel the most alive, and it gives me so much joy and excitement, and I could do it for hours on end. And that's, when you have those passions and pulls, that's source, that's your higher self wanting to create something through you, whatever it is that gives you that passion and that pull and that excitement, whatever it is. There's a reason for that. There's a reason. You coded it before you reincarnated. You coded yourself that way for that to be created through you, however that is. I just allow. When you feel like everything's crumbling around you, especially if you're on this awakening journey, if you feel like everything is crumbling around you, just remember, and it's so hard in it, but just, and this is something I had to keep telling myself daily when I was battling with my emotions, I was battling with the what ifs and this and that. I had to come back to myself and really feel into what makes me feel good, and the pause and the passion and the reason why I stepped away from that. Whatever it is that you're dealing with and that you know that you've had to step away from, or you're feeling that pull, just follow it. Trust that inner knowing, trust yourself, trust that gut feeling that you have, because it's a reason. It's there. There really is. There's reasons for everything. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing. Yeah, another one that I wanted to share, but I hope you're all having a good Tuesday, and I will catch you all soon.